we can't spell success without you. PowerPlan Project presents
Back in the Kitchen. Homemade, do-it-yourself tomato soup.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Back in the Kitchen. Looking around the supermarkets, we seem to have lots and lots of tomatoes just hanging around. So we've already looked at how to make our own canned tomatoes, and if you look on the channel you can find that video. But I thought today, why not make our own tomato soup? And what we're going to do is make a tomato soup which is got a little bit of a twist to it, so it's going to have more nutrients, more vitamins in there, so it's going to be healthier for all the family. So what we're going to need is tomatoes, 4, 100 grams of celery, 200 grams of potatoes, water, tomato puree, basil, stock cube, and salt and pepper. And we're going to make this recipe as simple as possible. So what we need to do is wash the tomatoes and then just take the core out, just using a knife will do. Once they've been taken out, then put them in the pan, add a little bit of water. So next, wash the celery, just cut it randomly and pop that into the pan. And then take your potato, peel it, wash it, and then cut it in half. If it's a big one, I'll add a couple of small ones, but we're looking around 200 grams of potato. Once we've added those, add extra water so that the water level is equal with the potato, the celery and the tomatoes. Bring to the boil at this point, and we want to boil it for about 10 to 15 minutes until we're actually able to break the potato using a fork. Now the water level will go down, it will look a little bit mushy. That is perfect. So one thing we need to do now is use a stock cube. This is really going to darken the soup down and give it that little bit of extra flavour. I'm going to use a beef stock cube, but if you're vegetarian you can use vegetable stock cubes or the stock cube that you would normally use when you're cooking. So now what we want to do is to move all of the ingredients, including the potatoes, the celery and the tomatoes, into a liquidizer. We can use a spatula for this. And once we have actually removed all the chunky vegetables, what we need to do is add the remainder of the water. The water is still going to contain all the nutrition, it's going to contain all the vitamins, so we don't want to lose a drop. Once in the liquidizer, blend it, blitz it for about a minute. What we want is no lumps in there. Keep it going for a minute, that should do the trick. If you're a little bit worried, then give it a tiny shake, but being literally blitzed for a minute should do. Now return the liquid or the soup back to the pan and add around 10 grams of basil. This is going to improve the flavour and it's also going to darken the colour of it. So at this point give it a good stir, then bring it to the boil. Keep stirring, just make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. Now once it's boiling we'll see like a froth appear. That's fine, reduce the heat to about half and then put the lid on. And what we want to do is keep simmering this for about 20 minutes with the lid on. After 20 minutes give it a stir, be careful it'll be hot. All the froth should have disappeared and we just end up with our tomato soup. We need to add a little bit of salt and pepper, just to taste, and give it a stir. Now the key thing to all chefs is try it. If you think that it's a little bit bland, just add a little bit more salt and give it another stir. Repeat this, adding a little bit more salt until you get the taste that you actually want. If your actually concern is that the soup is actually looking pale, then what we can do is add 15 grams of tomato puree, and what this will do, it will just make the soup look a little bit redder and a little bit more like what you'd actually purchase from the shops. That's just about it. The only thing what we need to do now is just ladle it into a bowl. As we can see there, during the ladle process you might get a few bubbles on top of the soup. This just means it's a really good soup. It just means it's a nice consistency and you know, you're basically on a winner, so we should be okay there. So our tomato soup, it consists of 253 calories. It's got very little saturated fat, it's just 0.6 of a gram, and carbohydrates is 49.41. which means that it's going to fill you up. Cost to make the dish is approximately £2.16. It is going to serve 4 people. So once this is split into 4, it reduces it down to 63 calories. The saturated fat is 0.15, so we could call it 0.2. The number of calories being 63 calories is very good if you're worried about your weight. And the carbohydrates reduced to 12.35. So if you're having the entire thing, the carbohydrates are quite high. If you're having it as a serving of soup, like a replacement can of soup, then it's great at 12.35. And the cost per person works out at 54 pence. So that is not a bad little dish using those little tomatoes hanging around in the supermarket. When you buy your tomatoes, you can use solid tomatoes to make this. Or if you wanted to, you could actually splash out a little bit, as I've done, and I've just gone for the vine tomatoes in the supermarket. Just gives it that little bit nice colour. Okay, so that's it for tomato soup. Give it a try, let me know what you think. If you're struggling trying to find any products at this moment in time, or if you're just interested in how to make something that goes disastrously wrong, then let us know in the comments. I'll read them and hopefully produce a video which is going to provide a simple and easy recipe to do. So until next time, we'll see you soon.
If you have enjoyed this video, then please provide your support by liking this video and subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thank you for viewing.